Also, during this entire semester that we're going to be studying a number of areas dealing with the contributions of Africans in this country, in America, from the beginning, before the country became a country, when it was just nothing but a series of other European countries vying for control so that they could exploit and become wealthy and powerful. So we're going to talk about that. For example, the contributions prior to the country becoming a country in 1789, to be exact. Okay, that was after the 1776. The fight ended in 1781. It took them from 1781 to 1789 to make the Congress and to ratify the Constitution. Until then, it was simply a bunch of colonies together trying to see if they could get wealthy their own way in a different way. And so we're going to talk about how the slave institution in this country was responsible for the foundation, the economic foundation of the United States of America. Through a number of areas, we began with the indigo, which was a color, was a dye that became used all over Europe. It moved to tobacco, which was another thing that the Europeans craved a lot. And rice is something that came directly from Africa. They didn't even know how to do it until the Africans came to do it with them. So that was one of them. The other thing would be cotton finally came into the realm. When we talk about that, we have to talk about the McCormick Reaper. And when we talk about the McCormick Reaper, we're going to talk about Mr. Joe Anderson, who was purchased as a slave by Cyrus McCormick's father and to be a companion for Cyrus. So they started off as little boys and grew up as men. Mr. Joe Anderson became a master blacksmith. This is the same thing as being a machinist or someone who works on machinery, creating the blades and so forth that made the McCormick Reaper work. Cyrus's father tried all his life and couldn't do it. Why? Because he did not have a Joe Anderson. We're going to also talk about the importance of the slave resistance through the Underground Railroad. It was so important. It was something that bothered the plantations, the owners, because they would disrupt their trouble. Every time they looked up, people were running away. They had to spend money to find people to go get them. They had to spend money to replace whatever it is that they broke. A lot of the slaves would just break stuff on purpose and stand in the middle of the field. And when the guy came toward the master or whoever the straw boss was, they stand there talking about it broke. And they did a number of things to resist the whole thing of slavery, and none of this really gets talked about. But one of the other areas that we're going to spend some time on is the Civil War, the true value and importance of this event that took place. And in this event, we're going to talk about people that you've never heard of before. People like probably Mary Elizabeth Bowers, who is recruited. She was a slave, and when her owner, Mr. Van Loo, passed away, his wife and daughter freed all of the slaves, sent her to school. When the war began, Miss Van Loo, her name was Elizabeth Van Loo, she asked Mary to come back to help spy, and she managed to get Mary Elizabeth Bowers into the very house that Jefferson Davis and all of his generals were planning the campaign to win this war and take over the country and run it the way they wanted it. And she pretended to be a dim-witted slave who couldn't read or write, even though she was educated and an intellectual. And she was so accurate, she was so important, her information was so right on point. And they never did discover her, but she was probably one of the few people who were most responsible for the Union Army winning this war.
Stand by for S4B.
Stand by to S4B to COI capability.
Okay. Mark.
Mark, S4B to COI capability.
Roger. You sure sound clear down there, Bruce. I think you're sitting in your living room.
Oh, thank you. You all are coming through beautifully, too.
Boost to flight, how are you? We'll go flight. GNC. We'll go flight. Econ.
Go flight.
Guidance. Go flight, we're go. Okay.
Flight fighter, they all look good. We're go.
Roger. We're go at 6 minutes. Sergeant, give me one. So are we.
Roger 11, you're go from the ground at 6 minutes.
Flight booster. Go. Times 8 plus 17, 9 plus 11. Copy 817, 911. Roger.
Gimbal's on.
Roger, gimbal.
Stand by.
Booster flight, how are you? We'll go flight. GNC. We'll go flight. Econ.
Go flight.
Guidance. Go flight, we're go.